I'm particularly fascinated by the emotion of envy in the workplace, which stems from when we compare ourselves to others and we want something they have, like their achievements or possessions. Researchers have typically found that envy evokes destructive responses in the workplace, like sabotaging your coworkers. But in a recent study, my co-authors and I were interested in a more subtle reaction to envy, which is withdrawing from work by being absent and eventually quitting. We conducted a survey with almost 700 employees at a grocery store chain, and we asked them how much envy they tend to feel at work and also what really motivates and drives them at work. We then obtained HR records from the company about each participant's absenteeism and whether or not they quit for a period of 3 months following our data collection. We found that for achievements drivers, employees who care about excellence and mastery of their work, that an increase in envy was associated with fewer absences and a lower likelihood of quitting. So envy didn't seem so problematic for them. But for communion strivers, employees who care a lot about getting along with others, who enjoy teamwork, we found that an increase in envy was associated with more absenteeism, and they were more likely to quit. So the relationship between envy and workplace withdrawal isn't straightforward. It depends on what drives you at work, but organizations should still be mindful of reducing envy. For example, by celebrating the successes of units and teams and larger collectives rather than just individuals. And a good piece of advice to remember comes from Theodore Roosevelt, that comparison is the thief of joy. So it's a good reminder to avoid comparing yourself to others for your own emotional well-being.